Hello and welcome. Live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus will be on the Northwest. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making the rounds at the moment. The Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, has confirmed that 4 persons have lost their lives while 24 others sustained injuries following yesterday's train accident along the Warri Itakpe rail corridor near Agbo in Delta State. As investigations begin into the cause of the tragedy, survivors have been recounting their terrifying moments leading up to the derailment, while officials continue recovery operations at the scene. Managing Director of the NRC, Mr. Kayode Okwefa, has visited the scene of the accident and speaking on the next line of action.
So we came from a...
Don't touch equipment at an accident site until the investigator says go ahead. So the investigators could have started yesterday, but the incident happened in the afternoon stroke evening. So the first thing you do is to make sure you complete passenger and human rescue. Having concluded that, having accounted for all the 482, this morning till about afternoon or so, I think they should complete gathering their facts. If we allow them to. They all have to live here. When they complete gathering their facts, they will give go ahead to the Nigerian Railway Rescue. You can see the crane is here. Unlike in Ashan where we use land crane, here we have rail crane. And the crane so far can pull this. And if need be, the state government are also or are making efforts to get some other contractors to bring bigger ones. So we cannot say when they will leave here. One, it depends on when the investigator says go ahead. Then 2, how the soil terrain will allow the cranes or whatever. But in our own way, we don't think they should take this.
In the light of the security challenges witnessed across the country, especially with the wave of kidnappings, federal lawmakers in the Green Chamber are putting their feet down to find out what is actually happening and what can be done. The House of Representatives has passed a resolution to summon the Minister of Defense, Service Chiefs, Inspector General of Police, the DG, Department of State Services, the DG, National Intelligence Agency, and the Minister of Finance to appear before the House to outline details of funds released to the security agencies in the last 6 months. The House also urged the President to direct the recruitment of forest guards in all the states experiencing any form of insecurity, like he did in Oyo State. These resolutions followed motions of insecurity received in the House. We start off with security, as the Jigawa State Police Command has arrested several suspects linked to kidnapping, armed robbery, theft, and cattle rustling across the state as part of ongoing operations to curb crime. Police Public Relations Officer SP Lawan Adam disclosed this in a statement issued on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, CP Haruna Yahaya. He said the command has continued to record operational successes in its sustained onslaught against criminal elements threatening the peace and security of the state. Among those arrested are 3 suspects identified as Musa, also known as Kala, aged 45, Manu Abdullahi, aged 30, and Yusuf Ibrahim, aged 35. The suspects were picked up from different locations over their alleged involvement in a series of armed robbery attacks within the Hadija Emirate. During a search at a residence of one of the suspects, a fabricated AK-47 rifle was recovered, the statement said, adding that investigations are ongoing to arrest other members of the syndicate. In a separate operation, police uncovered a suspected kidnapping plot involving 2 men, Adamu Gari, age 55, and Abdullahi Adamu, age 40. The suspects were arrested before the alleged plan was executed. Police also arrested 2 suspects in Gwaram local government area over the theft of 2 sheep. The suspects, Mustafa Badamasi and Khalid Zubeiru, were apprehended alongside a motorcycle believed to have been used in the crime. In Taura, 2 other suspects were arrested for alleged animal rustling, with 4 sheep recovered. The suspects have since been charged to court. The command further disrupted a suspected armed robbery operation along the Ringim-Chai Road, where one suspect was arrested at the scene while two others were picked up during follow-up operations. The Kaduna State Police government has announced that it has invested over 1 billion naira in scholarships, student loans and educational support since the inception of the Governor Ubasani administration 3 years ago as part of efforts to improve access to higher education and strengthen human capital development. The State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Mr. Ahmed Meyaki, made the disclosure during an interaction with journalists in Kaduna State.
For thousands of students in Kaduna State, the dream of higher education is becoming a reality, thanks to an expanded scholarship and student loan programs introduced by the administration of Governor Ubasani. According to the Commissioner for Information and Culture, more than 1 billion naira has been invested in educational support over the last 3 years. One of the administration's major interventions is the signing of an executive order that reduced tuition fees in tertiary institutions by 50%, making higher education more affordable for students from different socio-economic backgrounds.
For the 3 years of His Excellency Governor Ubasani, his administration has invested over 1 billion naira in scholarship and student support programs. This includes over 493 million naira that was spent in foreign scholarship, with 42 beneficiaries studying medicine, cyber security, engineering, and other science-related courses. In addition, another 425 million was spent in local scholarship, benefiting over 21,000 students studying across 40 higher institutions in Nigeria.
For many students struggling with the rising cost of education, financial support from the Kaduna State government can make the difference between staying in school and dropping out.
I appreciate Kaduna State Scholarship Allowance Board for coming to our institution and verify the eligible student for the scholarship, which this is the first time in history that Kaduna State, for Kaduna Polytechnic, we had this experience.
I'm praying that the government should continue doing this. This is an opportunity to us as a student to know that we are going to study. Our parents are thinking otherwise, then the government are thinking for their children. So I'm so happy and glad to have this opportunity.
I have started benefiting from this scholarship since when I was in 300 level. Of course, it's actually helped a lot in actually trying to cover up some of the financial challenges we as the student, especially from College of Medicine, that we have a lot of books and other activities that deal with finance.
According to the Executive Secretary of the Kaduna State Scholarship and Loans Board, the program will continue to stand as part of efforts to ensure that no deserving student is denied access to higher education because of financial hardship.
We have graduated over 20 medical doctors from Cuba and Uganda. They are back, they are around. If you want to see them, they are here, they are in Kaduna. Some of them are on their own NYSC. We were able to sponsor them to do their medical exams. They have passed, they have done their internship. Now most of them are doing their service. And we have also 14 nurses that we sponsored in 2024 through 2025, which also they have written their professional exam, they have passed, they have done their internship, they are now on their NYSC.
With the huge investments made so far to enhance access to quality learning, the long-term goal is to develop a highly skilled workforce that can drive innovation, economic growth, and sustainable development in the state.
The United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, has donated 10,500 cartons of ready-to-use therapeutic food to the Kebbi State government as part of efforts to address the growing challenge of malnutrition in the state. According to UNICEF, the nutrition commodities will be distributed across 11 local government areas affected by severe acute malnutrition.
UNICEF has procured and delivered 10,500 cartons of ready-to-use therapeutic food for the initial phase of the hacked response in Kebbi State. These supplies have already been delivered, and we're happy you are here to have a formal handover of this program, of these commodities to the state.
I want to reiterate our administration determination to fostering conducive environment that supports the effective implementation of this program. In line with our state human development agenda, we were prepared to allocate any required counterfund funding to expand this vital initiative.
Students in Katsina State have called on wealthy individuals, corporate organizations, serving government officials, and former public office holders to increase investments in education through scholarships and other forms of support for financially challenged students. Speaking on behalf of the group, a student of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua University, Saratu Lawal, announces that rising tuition fees, feeding costs, transportation expenses, and other academic-related charges have made access to education increasingly difficult for students from low-income families, calling for targeted assistance to ease their burden.
We convened this press conference to call on wealthy individuals in Katsina State, major companies operating within the state, current government officials, and former public office holders to emulate Senator Yakubu Lado Damarke in supporting education through his scholarship foundation, which has spent years assisting Katsina State students studying in tertiary institutions and universities across Nigeria. From the history of human creation, education has remained the foundation of life. Education elevates a poor person to the status of a king and can also reduce a king to an ordinary follower. Education is the light of life. As a former governor of Katsina State once said, even the madness of an educated person is better than the ignorance of an uneducated one. It is unfortunate that education is gradually becoming a privilege reserved only for the wealthy and those in power due to the high cost of school fees, feeding, and academic expenses. Access to education for the common man is increasingly becoming as precious as gold and diamond. In such circumstances, underprivileged students require support in order to achieve their academic ambitions.
The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has expressed concern over the mental health and well-being of healthcare workers in the country. The association made this known during its ordinary general meeting held in Kano State as the issue of mental health among resident doctors took center stage at this year's meeting themed Caring for the Caregivers, Mental Health and Emotional Resilience in Residency Training. Channels Television's correspondent Nanchin Vincent reports.
Nigeria's healthcare sector continues to grapple with the challenge of brain drain as thousands of medical professionals seek opportunities abroad in search of better working conditions and improved welfare. Beyond the shortage of skilled manpower, the trend is placing enormous emotional and psychological pressure on doctors who remain within the country's healthcare system. It is against this backdrop that the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors convened its ordinary general meeting in Kano State under the theme, Caring for the Caregivers, Mental Health and Emotional Resilience in Residency Training.
Stress cannot be eliminated entirely from medical practice, know that, but however, unnecessary suffering can and should be reduced. Caring for the caregiver is not a luxury, it is a professional, ethical, educational, and public health necessity.
President of the association expresses concern over what he describes as worsening welfare conditions for doctors, warning that persistent neglect could further weaken the nation's healthcare system.
15 years ago, we had 25,000 resident doctors in this country. Today, we have just about 12,000. If you extrapolate that with Nigeria's population, we have a population of about 240, 250 million. Imagine that number being catered for by only 12,000 resident doctors. Now, if you look at the numbers of the consultants, that's about 6,000-7,000 today, as against 14,000-15,000 10-15 years ago. It's obvious we are losing doctors. It's obvious the numbers are staggering. In fact,
representing the governor of Kano State at the opening ceremony, the Commissioner for Health assures participants of the state's commitment to improving the welfare and working conditions of healthcare professionals.
Is to make the working environment very friendly, improving the security of the place, providing necessary facilities for them.
At the end of the 3-day meeting, the association issues a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government, demanding urgent action on a range of concerns, including attacks on healthcare workers, unpaid allowances, poor welfare packages, and salary-related issues. The association warns that failure to address these challenges could have far-reaching consequences for healthcare delivery across the country. From Kano, Commercial City, Namchin Vincent, Channels Television News.
You're watching Newsroom series live on Channels Television. Right after this break, we'll bring you more stories making the rounds within the region. Please stay with us.
Africa is...
Welcome back. The wife of the Kebbi State's governor, Zainab Nasir Idris, has flagged off a tree-planting campaign aimed at promoting environmental sustainability and combating the effects of climate change in the state. The campaign, supported by the Agroclimatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscapes AgriSal Project and Go Green Foundation Nigeria, seeks to plant 10,000 seedlings at strategic locations across the burning Kebbi metropolis. According to the First Lady commenced the exercise at the newly constructed and commissioned Bola Tinubu Secretariat, which accommodates over 25,000 workers but has limited vegetation cover. The initiative is expected to improve the environment, enhance air quality, and contribute to efforts to mitigate climate change in the state. The Kano State government has reaffirmed its commitment to addressing environmental degradation, flooding, and erosion across vulnerable communities. The assurance was given during an inspection visit to the Bula Gayawa erosion site, spanning Nasarawa and Unogogo local government areas, as part of activities marking this year's World Environment Day. Our correspondent Sadiq Eliasu reports.
Government officials and engineers move through the Bulagayawa erosion site as work continues on one of the state's largest environmental intervention projects. The Commissioner for Water Resources, Environment and Climate Change, Dr. Dahiro Muhammad Hashim, says the project fulfills a promise made by Governor Abba Yusuf to address long-standing erosion challenges in the area.
Here happens to be Bulagayawa erosion site, which happens to be one of the worst erosion sites in the state. And it has a total length of over 4 kilometers, including the Pingas. So this is a project that many people doubt that it is going to be carried out. For decades, the communities of Bulagayawa has been following up this type of project or this specific one, but when His Excellency Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf was campaigning, it was one of those sites that he pledges that he is going to intervene the moment his administration comes in. And luckily enough, this project has started almost a year ago, and you can all see the extent of the work that is being done. And we are here today to inspect the work and then to ensure that the quality of the work, the community support, especially in providing an enabling environment to the company in charge of this project, are all in order.
The project coordinator of Kano AgriSal, Aminu Gidado, says the drainage channel extends about 2.8 kilometers, connecting to River Jakara and serving key areas including GRA, Nasarawa and Tarauni.
We are happy here today to see our Honorable Commissioner Dr. Dahir, and we are doing this investigation for everything. Thank you very much for everyone for the visiting.
The community leader recalls past incidents where lives were lost to erosion and commends the government for the intervention.
People used to die here as a result of this erosion, but now the story will definitely be different.
Authorities express confidence that the project will be completed within the next year, bringing lasting relief to affected communities. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
In its bid to boost agriculture and commerce along the Kano-Karaya corridor, Governor Abba Yusuf's administration has vowed to complete the abandoned Kabugo-Karaya road project to link up 5 local government areas of the state. The Kano State Commissioner for Works, Mr. Marwan Ahmed, who stated this during a media chat, assures that they are determined to review, upgrade and complete the road project initiated by Malam Shekhar Rao's administration. Our correspondent Abubakar Salisu reports.
For years, residents of communities across Kumboso, Rimangado, Kabo, Karai and Gorza local government areas of Kano State have longed for a road network capable of unlocking their economic potentials. Now, that vision is gradually taking shape as work progresses on a major road project expected to connect the 5 local government areas and extend access to parts of neighboring Kaduna State. The Kano State government says the project is designed to ease movement, facilitate trade, and improve the transportation of agricultural produce, goods, and services across the region.
The road is an opener. If you want to go to Gorzo, if you want to go to Rogo, if you want to go to Makarfi, Kaduna State, if you follow that road, it's an opener. So it has a very, very significant importance, mostly to the people there who are mainly farmers. They are farmers and traders. And wherever you see a farmer and a trader, what they need most is a very good road.
Beyond improving connectivity, the government believes the road will stimulate economic activities and create new opportunities for businesses and farmers.
So that's why this road has a very, very significant importance to this government, because His Excellency wants to ensure that these 2 items, farming and commercial trading, have been improved in every nook and corner of Kano State.
For residents, the project is already inspiring hope. Many say improved access roads will reduce transportation challenges, open up markets, and improve livelihoods in communities that have long struggled with poor infrastructure.
This road has made the evacuation of our farm produce much easier. We can trade our goods easily courtesy of this road. Conveying the sick, elderly and pregnant women to hospital is now made easy due to this road project.
As anticipation builds over the project's completion, development experts say strategic road infrastructure remains one of the most effective tools for unlocking rural economies and connecting communities to broader commercial opportunities. Abubakar Salihu, Channels Television News.
The Kano State government has called for stronger partnership with the European Union in areas such as urban infrastructure, education and skills development, economic expansion and youth empowerment. The Deputy Governor of Kano State, Murtala Garo, made this known while receiving the European Union ambassador representative of EU member states at Government House in Kano. Other key areas identified by the state's governments include agriculture and food security, healthcare delivery, public welfare, as well as climate action and environmental sustainability. In response, the European Union Ambassador Gareth Mignot reaffirmed the EU's commitment to supporting development efforts in Kano, describing the state as one of Africa's oldest and fastest growing commercial hubs.
Under the leadership of our Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Engineer Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, Kano State remains committed to creating an enabling environment that encourages responsible investment, promote transparency and accountability, and foster collaboration with international partners to achieve shared development goals. We are confident that today's presentation has not only showcased our aspiration and plan for the future, but also opened new avenues for cooperation between Kano State and the European Union in areas such as urban infrastructure, sustainable mobility, renewable energy, affordable housing, waste management, smart city initiative, and climate resilience development.
All priority sectors of all EU-Nigeria partnership under the Global Gateway Strategy are covered here in Kano. Having said that, we are not only to look at what has been achieved, but also to look to the future and to new opportunities of partnership. And in this regard, we are very much interested by the state government's priorities and projects. And of course, we'll be very glad to hear from you, Your Excellency, about this. Because more than anything, we are here to support your administration to the benefit of the good people of Kano State.
And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom series. For updates, kindly visit our website at www.channelstv.com. I'm Dominic Iriwu. Enjoy the rest of your day.